Welcome back, it's the Pokemon League World Championship here in 2026. It's Nemona takes on Wally. For Nemona we have Meowscarada, Pawmot, Milotic, Skeledirge, Goodra and Quaquaval. For Wally it is Roserade, Azumarill, Talonflame, Magnezone, Garchomp and Mega Galerd. As we lead with Meowscarada, for Nemona it's Garchomp. For Wally, Triple Axel into the Garchomp, changing into the Ice type for Meowscarada thanks to the Protean. Actually very well help Garchomp take that first hit. Rough Skin damages Meowscarada, but big hit into the Garchomp from the second Triple Axel, and third one taking it down. We can barely see the screen there. In comes the Talonflame as Meowscarada switches into the Pawmot, takes the Flare Blitz fairly well there. Still a good amount of damage, over half of Pawmot's health gone, well over. U-turn, only 10% dealt there as Magnezone comes in for Wally, takes the double shock very well. A close combat will finish Magnezone off. Nemona with a good lead here now over Wally. In comes the Azumarill as Pawmot switches into the Meowscarada. Aqua Jet dealt with by that Meowscarada fairly well there. Turning into a pure grass type thanks to Protean, and this Power Trick does not take Azumarill out, barely takes the hit as Ice Spinner finishes Meowscarada off, finally getting a knockout in for Wally. In comes the Quaquaval now for Nemona. It's Galerd. For Wally, Acrobatics nearly takes Galerd down, but Mega Galerd comes out, and Zen Headbutt will finish Quaquaval off. Galerd barely taking that Acrobatics and finishing Quaquaval off with Zen Headbutt there. Talonflame comes in against this Skeledirge now, takes the Shadow Ball well. In comes a Milotic now for Nemona. Acrobatics deals a small amount of damage to Milotic there as the Flame Up will activate Marvel Skill. U-turn, switching into the Roserade. Avoids the Hydro Pump from Milotic there, as it is damaged by the burn. Giga Drain will not be enough to take Milotic down. Ice Beam, decent hit into that Roserade, but still over half his health left. As in comes the Skeledirge against this Roserade. A critical hit, despite the resistance, still does decent damage to that Skeledirge. Shadow Ball will not be enough to take it down. And Torch Song will finish Roserade off and give Skeledirge that special attack boost. And Nemona will take the lead here once again ahead of Wally. In comes the Galerd. Zen Headbutt does a really good hit into Goodra there, but Gooey will slow Galerd down to the point that Goodra is faster and takes it down with Dragon Pulse. In comes the Azumarill now against the Dragon type. A good switch into the Pawmot, but Play Rough does miss. Crucially there against a Fighting type. Double Shock does take Azumarill down. In comes the Talonflame now. Pawmot terrestrializes into the Electric type. That's going to allow it to go for Double Shock once again and take Talonflame down. And that is a 4-Pokemon victory for Nemona over Wally, who was very careful in that battle. Able to preserve all of her Pokemon. I believe he used all of them to defeat Wally here. But a 4-Pokemon win for Nemona is very good, as Nemona is right down there in the playoffs, and that could be what sees her push a little bit further out, or maybe push further up towards safety for Nemona there. But Wally, another defeat here, not having a good season compared to last time out. Compared to last year, Wally has not had the best season. Still struggling there in the mid-table, slowly trying to climb towards the playoffs. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer. But for now, it is Nemona who beats Wally by 4 Pokemon with a very good win for Nemona there.